Welcome to Your OC Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony fandom. This show is unscripted and unfiltered, so modern language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you are easily offended, do not watch. If not, feel free to join us for this week's show. This is episode 59 for April 24th, 2015. This week, we are capping off another great block with a fan-submitted episode. My name is Mocha Thunderbirds. I'm the host and show manager. I am joined by...
Commander Sparkle, Assistant Project Manager.
I'm Eddie Bobo. I'm in charge of gathering questions and viewer interaction.
And I'm Smooth Sailing, and I'm the editor.
Sweet. So like I said, this is another fan-submitted episode. We don't have a theme. We don't have a topic. We're just going to be talking about any and all OCs that were sent into us. We grabbed 8.
I don't think we're going to be talking about all.
Well, yeah.
But
we have access to pretty much all of
I
ours.
think we can talk about them all.
Yeah, let's make it.
Every single one. One episode. Let's do it, guys.
People look down at the timestamp, all of a sudden it's like, what the hell? This is a 5-hour long episode. What the hell?
5 hours? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
5
need,
days?
3 years worth of content.
Okay, then let's get on into fan art this week.
We're already a mess.
Don't worry, everyone loves that you mummified
Apparently.
a giraffe.
Why am I a
Yes.
giraffe? I don't...
I like.
Yeah, that's a joke that's been around for a very long time.
I am-
We have
is that
not seen it
glad?
since-
Is that because of, the long icons we have at the beginning?
That's how I think it started. And then we, talked about it one time.
Speaking of long neck, someone made a headshot of us.
Hey! They were doing that. Wait, oh yeah, headshots, right.
No, yeah.
There's 3 different things on the page because of things, but... Sorry, anyway, go
Could
ahead.
have been headshots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool because...
Also-
people have done these, but it's cool.
So Nightshade the Ranger made other fan art for us as well. Each one of us just made a little icon for us, and I thought that was really cool. Well, not really an icon, but a picture of us doing something. I like mine. I like it whenever I'm in a shot with a mannequin pony.
I don't... I've noticed this pop up a lot with my OC, and I don't think I've ever addressed it, and so I love all of the pieces that the fans make of me in my OC doing science things, but it kind of bugs me because I'm in physics and am not a chemist at all. I have literally no idea about
What?
anything
Aren't they the
chemistry.
same thing?
Get out, Smooth. I love the fan art regardless, but for future reference, if anyone wants to draw my OC doing more along the lines of things I would do, it'd be physicsy things, and you can interpret that how you will.
Isn't chemistry what you do to splice genes and make clone children?
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
I didn't...
I gotta talk to you about that. You
I didn't even start that!
Also, I need to point out, Dawn Kitty is just labeled fan art, and it's adorable.
Oh yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah.
Speaking of cute, though, Meme Kaji, I think that's how it's pronounced. I apologize greatly.
Why do we still not know?
I think she said it was pronounced Meme Kaji, but I'm not entirely sure. So like I said, I apologize.
Cage.
Memcage.
It was like a Mim Cage and all these other things, but apparently I'm a really scruff pony who likes to get in trouble or something, and I apparently this is my
You're dirty from an experiment blowing
All
up
that
in your
chemistry
face.
stuff.
Yeah,
Because you don't know what the fuck you're doing with chemistry.
she does say I should be really more careful with those experiments of mine, but apparently that's my 3rd visit to the doctor this month, so I should probably be careful.
Either that or
Yeah,
you're
you
faking
should,
it.
because you don't know what you're doing with your chemistry. Jesus.
Apparently.
That is fan art for the week. Thank you all for submitting to the show. Feel free, if you have any fan art that you want to submit to the show, go ahead and send it on into us. But let's get into the thick of what this show is actually about. OC review. Now, like I
I thought you were
said,
going to say us being assholes.
yeah, us being just completely nothing but assholes, being insensitive to other people's arts,
Mostly to
Just-
ourselves.
and
Each
also
other.
to ourselves. It's very self-deprecating. Anyway, so we said this is going to be the fan art episode, or not fan art, the fan submitted
It's the
episode.
fan art episode!
We go over, we critique all the fan art.
That.
No, let's not do that. Anyway, roll of the die fate. gives me a 2, so that means Commander gets to go first this week.
Sweet Jesus.
Getting into
starting the
good
episode.
OCs. Commander, tell us all about your OC you brought to the party this week.
Oh man, I don't even know if I'm mentally prepared for this. But so the OC that I brought this week is named Quartz. There, an Earth Pony, and even though he looks like a female and sort of like with the eyelashes and just general things, actually a male. Pretty shy and was.
What? He is a male?
I know, right? Whoa. Quartz is a sort of rather shy pony and was born actually around the time that like Pound and Pumpkin Cake were born, which I think is interesting because the picture there basically the age that we sort of have the main 6 at, but he like the sort of timeline of the show that he's growing up in, like it's like all the shit that we know is like pretty much past and like has passed, and he probably wouldn't even remember like Twilight like becoming a princess or anything like that. So I think it's really cool to have it just be like slightly in the future. Cutie mark that he got from digging in in fields and stuff like that. Specifically when he was a colt, he was like just walking around and he just noticed some shiny stuff in the ground. He's like, oh, I wonder what that is. Just sort of dug it up and he like found some quartz. And then he saw a little bit more and he's like, oh, I'm gonna dig some more of this, and just kept getting more and more of these crystals, and then brought like a bunch of them. I have no idea how in the world he carried them, but Earth ponies being Earth ponies, I guess. And he brought them home to show his mother, and it turns out he actually that's when he got his cutie mark, and now he just continually he always is digging for gems. And one thing that I want to see more for how what he does with this, because I like where it's going so far, but I would like to see he then becomes a pony who makes jewelry or something that gems could be used for, just to add to the character, put more depth to it, because I think that'd be cool.
It's not that common of a talent. We're not dealing with your typical oh, it's an artist, oh, it's a baker, oh, it's a whatever. It's not, your typical trade pony.
Yeah.
It's a little bit something more out there or far-fetched. Not really far-fetched. It's just something that's, not common.
I do like his cutie mark.
Yeah. I thought the cutie mark's pretty good.
Well made, actually. Medi compliments your cutie mark. Therefore, you are the best horse in the fandom. The little ponytail on the back of his head looks like it's just been edited slightly and made into a tail.
Which is somewhat good.
I also don't understand the ponytail, unless it is specifically a ponytail.
Yeah, I would like to see a different perspective, or just know.
Ponytail
just because.
on a ponytail.
Oh God.
I just want to know how that little tiny clump that goes around the head works.
Yeah.
Unless he pulls it unless that's kind of coming down, back up, and out the ponytail, kind of like a bun. How it's it's tied off halfway through the hair.
I really like the color palette. It's nice. It's very light. It's light and pastel, so there's no colors that are jarring or anything like that. And I think they all fit together pretty well. I do wish that the eyes popped a bit more, though.
Oh yeah, the eyes look grayed out, almost.
Yeah, that's probably the one color thing I'd particularly complain about.
But they are gray.
No, they're purplish.
No, they're gray.
Eyes are amethyst.
No, the mane is amethyst, the coat is rose quartz, and the eyes are quartz.
Eyes are amethyst.
Colors for mane, coat, and eyes are amethyst, rose quartz, and quartz.
Okay. I was confused by the wording. Confused.
Well, then that can definitely be
now.
fixed because you can see where the issue just came.
I understand now, but I still do think that the eyes should be a color that pops a little bit more, just because, I don't know, I feel that eyes are one of the things that draw me into a lot of characters, and it doesn't do that as much with this pony. It's not necessarily bad, but it's one thing I would look to change. But that's just me.
yes, there does need to be a better color paletization to be able to choose from, because I'm not sure if the colors of the eyes are like similar or the same to the colors in the cutie mark, and if they are, cool. If not, why are there like 5 different grays?
Yeah, I honestly think that if they'd had that one of the like I don't know what the colors and the like the stones around the quartz in the cutie mark, but if they used one of those colors for the eyes, I think that would work actually really well.
Whatever you say. I like the gray.
Well, you can like the gray all you like. Also, eyebrows.
Eyebrows! Little cute, little round, tiny things that just kind of sit there above the hair.
That show emotion and expressions.
Yes!
They actually do things mummified, in case you didn't know.
I know that. I use eyebrows in many of my own expressions and things.
I really like this pony. Also, I didn't really mention it, but I like that Niagara Falls is just like a little bit out of the Crystal Empire, which makes sense that crystals would be within the area and stuff like that. But I like the color palette. I think that the pony's super cute. I like the talent, but I would just, one thing I personally would like is to see this applied to like some job or something that they could do in the universe, because that would flesh out the character a lot more. But they're really cute.
Cool. Fantastic. Thank you, Commander, for bringing that on. Next person, that's another 2. That's a 2 again.
Also, my OC.
Yeah. So
This here.
We're taking a look at
This is nut job.
number 3, going with Medi Bobo. What do we got?
Yes, this is Silver Pearl, or her nickname just Pearl. She is a mare, relatively the same age as the main 6. She is slightly smaller than the average unicorn. Her kitty mark is a clam with a pearl in it. Her special talent is finding and making jewelry out of pearls. She works her job as a waitress on a train, and as a like indie jeweler
On the side.
Yeah, and and her personality is like she loves all her friends and family. She's kind, confident, but a little bit sassy and sometimes a bit of a bitch. Her backstory was that she was living with her mother for a while, designing clothes and jewelry, and she enjoyed spending time with her. When her father died, she moved in with her mother in Las Pegasus to become a famous, like, fashionista type of person. But she realized the struggle of that the struggle to get fame, and she needed a way to make money. So she started being a waitress and a bartender on a train. And then the reason she got on a train is she was offered the job by one of her friends named Steam Tracks. She has a fake beauty mark underneath her left eye. Oh, okay, so she's a half-sister to Sea Salt.
Yeah, Jane Sea Salt.
Jane Sea Salt. Yeah, I forgot that her first name was Jane.
I think it's a cool story. I like the fact that I've said it before, but I really like it when people make like siblings, even if they're like half siblings or whatnot, to other characters as well. That they create themselves as well, not just like, oh, it's Rainbow Dasher's sister. That's really cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Helps flesh out a character.
And the world that the characters live in.
Yes.
But yes, I also really like just like the fact that not only is she like she's kind of like Rarity in a sense where she isn't like the number one like jewel maker in Equestria because she can make jewels well out of pearls, but she is trying to be like popular, and that's like one of Rarity's biggest things in her entire character arc is that she's trying to become like a popular fashion designer. So I like that it's
becoming as popular as can be.
How Silver Pearl is also like striving to be the best in her field, and she's not just the best in her field because she's the only one really doing it. And also that she works a job that is different than her cutie mark is cool.
I like the color palette. What do you think? Manny, tell us about the aesthetics for this pony.
Aesthetics.
How do you feel about them?
The aesthetics, like all of Zelda's ponies, it's fucking adorable.
It's true.
I mean, I'm not really feeling it for this one. But that gray feels incredibly out of place. Like, I guess it makes sense because she's half-sisters with Sea Salt, but, I mean, like, it seems out of place more on her than it does for Sea Salt. Because,
seems like it's a bit too gray. Like,
Sea Salt at least has a somewhat earthen tone kind of green, but that Silver Pearl's salmon doesn't really fit with gray at all. They clash in comparison.
I like pink and gray.
Not those ones.
I think they look fine.
What if it was like a slightly lighter gray?
Maybe. It might be closer, but I don't know. I'm not a fan. You try, I guess. I'm not very helpful.
I also like how their eyelashes are. Zeltazelli's specifically designed eyelashes are cute. With the 2 huge spikes and the 2 bottom bumps. And her work outfit is adorable.
Yeah.
Look at that thing. She's so professional in a suit and tie.
Well, I mean, it's not really... It's like...
It's her work outfit.
Yeah. But I definitely think, though, that it's really cool how they point out specifically how it's really, really, really hard to make it big at all. And their OC has a job on the side to try and to help so that they can actually, like, do what they want.
It's an analog of the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like her design and stuff, and I like the bun in the back of her hair.
Yeah, I think that the design of the mane and tail are really good, regardless of what anyone thinks of the colors.
And it changes when she's working.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
She lets it down a little bit.
That's usually the reverse.
Yeah. Odd. Weird.
It seems like more stylized and controlled in the work outfit.
Yeah.
Whereas it's kind of like free-flowing, yet still somewhat, like, kind of controlled in her average look, but just by the bun.
It's really cute.
I also like the human.
Yeah.
I think that's like a thing Zeltazelli does for all of her OCs is she gives them very stylized human versions. I think it's really cute. And I really like a cutie mark. Cutie mark is really nice, except for it's a little over-detailed, in a sense. Like, I understand that's how clams work. I guess I just don't like it.
I mean, probably don't need the shines, and maybe not the lines for the...
It looks like there's a circle,
stuff.
like an outline circle for the pearl. I feel like that is unnecessary. I feel like you could have just filled in the entire bottom of the seashell, not like completely, but you can kind of see where the lines go over. Like, where you can see, like, it looks like there's an inside... It's hard to explain. I feel like it...
I see what you're saying, though.
I feel like that could have been all pink, and the sparkles could have stayed. I think the sparkles are okay. I think her color scheme is fine, and I think she's lovely, and I like her eye colors, and I like the work outfit, and I like all of this OC, and I like all of the OCs by Zeltazelli. I don't know where they all went.
Zella.
Bring them back.
Yeah.
Bring them back. Put them on DeviantArt
makes me
again.
sad.
Miss 'em.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Betty, for bringing that on. It is a adorable and cute pony. Rolling the die fade again. Back to Commander. Back to Medi. Back to Medi. 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 Medi.
It really... I think the die just wants the rest of Zeltazella's OCs.
Finally, a 4. That means Smooth gets to do it now. So Smooth,
I
tell
had
us...
that feeling I was going next, but I didn't know it was going to be that long.
I know, I was like, I have a feeling it's going to be Smooth. But, anyway, so, Smooth, tell us all about the OC that you have for us today.
Well, you see, we're going in a pattern here. Looks like, sounds like. This one is based on this one. Going off of that, this one has thing in common with this one. Mocha here works with drinks and is a...
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Was it too blatant and stupid? Sorry.
It's okay.
She is a barista at a coffee shop. She makes and serves teas, coffees, and other treats that you generally find at a coffee shop, because she was raised by her parents who had their own coffee shop, and generally, she, with her name being Mocha, instantly her destiny is involved with a coffee shop in some way, shape, or form. However, though she was good at it as a child, she didn't like it. She just didn't care for it. She'd rather just play or do other things. Like, whatever coffee stuff. But there was one time when she had to take care of the shop all on her own because her parents were out on a date. And, during that night on her own, she found a greater appreciation for it. And she got her cutie mark through it. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. I'm okay with this. I can Java with this.
Get out. Get out. Oh my god. I can tell you that pun didn't jive with me. 'Cause that's the word you should have used. Right?
Personality, as read word for word, is she is excitable and frankly a bit nutty. Though this is simply because she drinks so much caffeine. She's fun-loving and loves to socialize. Despite this, she can be ignorant and gets jealous easily. She is smart. She is smarter than she seems, but she just has a lack of attention. Which, all those points kind of make sense based on how much caffeine this pony probably inflicts upon herself.
I love the fact that, one of her quirks is that she will often interrupt people. That's something I
really don't think that's a very good quirk.
I think it's a lovely.
I
really
haven't actually gotten to those.
I think that's something that doesn't.
She'd be a great guest.
No, it's something that you don't hear a lot on OCs. I don't think we get that kind of trait that often. It's more like, oh, they're super happy and bubbly and whatever, and blah, 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 best of friends. They always listen. It's like,
I can totally agree with the disliking of hot weather.
Yeah.
The cold weather also sucks.
And
Or the color green. I can agree with that too.
Yeah.
I like the color green.
Going back to you mentioned the whole cutie mark story thing. I really like the fact that she didn't like it. What her parents did and didn't want to do that when she was younger. And I think it's one of those things that I forget which the other thing we were talking about, comparing it or parallels to the real world, but I think it really sort of exemplifies the kind of behavior you would see from a lot of people when they're growing up, when their parents have sort of a thing that they just sort of do that's sort of their trade, and a lot of times people they're like, I don't want to do that, I don't want to be the same as my parents, but then they end up actually really liking it.
I also like how it's specified that she's super hyper because she just drinks so much caffeine.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Just like.
Did I say yeah yet?
Yeah.
What's that over there? Oh, hey, look. Yeah.
Anyway, tell us a little bit. Tell us what you think about the overall appearance of this pony. There, Smooth.
Well, her color palette for one thing is very mocha-y, so I like that. I mean, it's kind of weird for an MLP color, so I'm just like, not sure if I can, or not sure if I should like that, but I do.
I'm not sure how I feel about coat color, because it's not a bad color necessarily by itself, but it seems very... Not sure what
MLP.
Not very MLP. It's a little bit on the darker side, and
I think it's a bit too saturated.
A bit saturated, but I don't know. The biggest reason though that I feel it stood out to me though is just because of the stuff, specifically in comparison to the mane and tail, because those mane and tail are just so light, and having this really dark coat and then a really light mane, it always sort of.
I don't think it's that dark.
Well, and not super dark, but it feels even darker because of the drastic change from the mane to the coat.
Maybe I can just differentiate them, but I don't get the darkness. Also, the color pink, the color pink. It's a good color. I like it. And hair bows also good. I like.
Yes. Yeah, that bow was really nice.
I'm not sure how I feel about her eye color though.
The blue?
Yeah.
It's a little dark.
Yeah. It also just seems out of place. Like, not piercingly out of place, but just in general out of place. And I don't know why.
Because there's not really anything that, I guess, I'm trying to think, just specifically because of the fact that it's so dark, there's nothing that really seems to complement or go with it particularly. So it just feels weird. I'm not sure, though. I do think if it was a little bit lighter, it would probably fit better.
Possibly. It almost seems like too many colors on the pony, though, because the creamy top fluff stuff that goes on coffee,
Top
generally
fluff.
Mocha stuff.
Top fluff.
The foam stuff.
Top fluff.
Of her mane and tail, that top fluff color. The mocha of her coat, and then the pink that has absolutely nothing to do with coffee, and then the dark blue that has absolutely nothing to do with coffee. I mean, the pink, you can say, yeah, is a design that goes on coffee things, like the coffee cup as their cutie mark, for instance, but it actually, isn't that more like a teacup?
Yeah.
Both?
No, that's
That's a teacup.
those are definitely like teacups and a teapot.
I guess it would make sense to have her have a teacup as well, because she's not just good with coffee, she's just good in a cafe in general, so having her be coffee themed and then her cutie mark be tea would probably make more sense for generalization ability. Or if you wanted to just, or if you just wanted to friggin' push that coffee specifically, you could probably make that a pretty strong point instead of dividing it. But the blue just doesn't seem to have a place. It's odd.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's the one odd
it's
color.
the only one that I can't make sense of.
I don't like how the mocha, like the heat lines, they hurt my eyes to look at it under.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I was kind of thinking about it, but yeah.
What if they made the mocha lines and the pink that's in the cup more like the pink that's in the bow?
I think that would be a little bit better.
Yes.
I think that would be worse.
I don't know,
No, I don't think so.
Because like, I can't tell. Is that pink just really saturated, or?
Yeah, the pink that's currently really of the teacup and stuff is incredibly saturated and sort of bright-ish.
Yeah.
So it kind of hurts against the saturation of the coat. But if the coat color became that lighter coat color that's in her legs already, it would probably not hurt as much. And
I'd still
if it
tell
was
them saturation.
Yeah. I'd say either switch... Yeah, either do exactly what Commander just said, I guess, or switch the pink to the pink in the bow, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, I really like the design of her mane and tail, because they just seem like really flowy and creamy kind of things.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
It just...
Like
they look like they work, especially in a coffee design pony. Yes. I think she works very well as what she's trying to do, just some color things, and she's incredibly cute. I mean, some things to fix, and she's incredibly cute. I mean, she's really cute, and I like her a lot.
Fantastic, Smooth. Thank you so much for bringing that OC on. I really liked her.
Coffee!
But since we're getting to the end portion of the good OCs, that means we have to wrap it up with my OC this week, which is Spectrum by Blue Assassin. Spectrum is a pretty cool pony. I really like him. I think he's pretty cool. Spectrum was born in Cloudsdale and had a filly friend from at a young age. Well, not really a filly friend as in like a girlfriend, but like a young friend when he was young. And she
Childhood friend?
Childhood friend, that's the one. Childhood friend. That's what I was looking for. Thank you very much, Smooth. And when they were one day, Colby dares Spectrum to go on a race with her through
Colby was the other person.
Colby was the other person, yes.
Or Pony or whatever.
Pony, yes. Thank you. Colby dares Spectrum to go on a race with her through the Everfree Forest. Reluctant, Spectrum agrees, and as they were racing, Colby was ahead of him for a little bit, but as Spectrum, finally got to the finish line, he realized that Colby wasn't there until he went flying back into the forest to find a shocked and frozen Colby. Not actually shocked and frozen, cold, but expression-wise.
I was going to say, wait, what?
No,
so electrocuted and frozen solid. What?
That's really shitty.
Not that type. Not like an elemental thing, but expression and state of being shocked and frozen. That she was being stared down by a bear. And I'll admit that this is the one part of the story that I'm okay? But they somehow... Spectrum distracts the bear, and they get out before it's too late. And I'm well, if they were racing and flying really, really fast, how is a bear going to mess that up?
Well, it could be like a tortoise and the hare kind of thing, where the hare takes a rest, and then all of a sudden they're attacked by a bear.
Oh, God.
Bet you didn't hear that in your bedtime stories.
I was that's not the childhood story I remember.
Anyway, so at the finish line, after everything's said and done, Spectrum promises to Colby that he will never let anything harm her and will always be there to protect her. To which, surprise, surprise, he gets his cutie mark, which is a shield and a diamond in the middle. The shield shows his protective nature, and the diamond is to represent his pureness of heart. Spectrum then goes along with his life living in Cloudsdale. As he grows up, he decides he wants to join the Wonderbolts because he's a pretty damn good flyer, and he wants to, be able to, defend people and do all that stuff. He tries out, but realizes that the Wonderbolts aren't for him. That, quote, flying around and doing tricks and flying really fast isn't really what he is all about. It's not his thing to do. So instead, after somebody persuaded him to then join just the Camelot Guard, and he, hopped on, got in, and started liking a lot because he was able to protect ponies and look over Equestria kind of thing, doing the protector thing. After a while, he started feeling like he wasn't keeping his promise to Colby about always being there and protecting her. But on break one day from his job, he ran into Colby, and he was super ecstatic to see her. She told him that she has decided to move to Canterlot, to which then they move in, and then he can be a royal guard in Canterlot, and she can be there with him, and totally they both fall in love and live happily ever after together, I guess. Sure.
The end.
The end. Obviously, by that story, you can tell that Spectrum is a loyal, caring colt who never breaks a promise. He can be naive.
He's a rainbow dash, rainbow dash, rainbow dash.
He can be naive, trusting of others as if they were just as loyal as he is, and sometimes clumsy and clingy. He is very protective over his friends, over-emotional when he doesn't fulfill his promises, and sometimes a bit clueless over indirect, obvious subject matters, if that makes sense. I have to disagree that this is a...
No, he's not. Of course he's not perfectly Rainbow Dash. It's a joke. We can make jokes sometimes, Mummified. They exist.
I'm just saying,
they do at least.
I'm just saying
I
that
don't
it's
know with us.
Though his, if you had to give him a element of harmony for him, he would definitely be loyalty. I mean, it's kind of obvious. But, it's more... I don't know. He just feels like he's going in a different direction than your typical.
Actually,
it's this Rainbow Dash clone. It's actually
protecting ponies.
Yes, not just being
snap.
lazy. I really like this pony. I think that story is really good. It's a good story that is
good and a story.
It is a good and it is a story, and I like it, and it was a fun read. It feels like it fleshed out the character to me. I feel like in the context that was given right there, it's like, okay, yeah, I can get this guy. But although it doesn't really give examples to the naive and trusting of others, it definitely gives us a good idea of his protective side, but not his other parts of his personality, is what I feel like. Which is sort of the same thing that we got from the season opener, or the show, or the first 2 episodes of the actual MLP show. You didn't get a whole lot of Rainbow Dash's character, other than the fact that she was loyal in that section, but it took, other stories about her character to help flesh out the character.
And I feel like seasons for her to not be a bitch. She's still a bitch.
And I feel like if there were more little stories about this character, it would definitely help breathe more life into it. What do you guys think?
I like it. I mean, I like the story behind it. It was interesting, and
I mean, it just doesn't grab my attention, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Sort of going back to the whole things and stuff, but I like the fact that he when he was sort of a little bit younger, he's like, yeah, I want to be a Wonderbolt, and then he's like, because I mean, he's like, it's not for me. Changed his mind. It wasn't what he thought, and I think that's pretty nice, because it sort of gives a little bit more depth and makes him not as much of just being exactly like Rainbow Dash, unless Rainbow Dash ends up doing that. But then he did it before, so it's okay.
Colors and lines and doing of things, aesthetics. How do we feel about it?
Stop.
Is that pure white?
Me.
It's not pure white.
I don't think so. It doesn't.
The only reason I ask is because I can't tell the difference between the eye and the coat.
They're too close.
Yeah, definitely.
Diagnosis.
I definitely think that most of my problems with this character sort of come from the aesthetics, like Smooth mentioned, the gradient. I mean, but even if gradients can be okay, I just think that it's just way too drastic. It goes from a really, really dark navy to this very, very, very light blue, and not that far. It doesn't take that long for that gradient to happen. So I think that I would definitely make the part that's the start of it a lot lighter, and maybe not even make it as light at the end, or just have it be just the last little bit be the whole gradient. It might, if you want to keep the gradient, make it a little bit better.
And for the cutie mark, I'd say instead, well, obviously, before Medi says anything, the outlines of the diamonds probably isn't really needed all that much. You could probably just go with the diamond shape and it'll be understood. And maybe instead of having the dark outer part of the shield being so dark, probably just make the whole thing the lighter of the 2 blues. Or maybe, well, maybe not the diamond outline blue, because that would be the same as his actual outline, and I like the color usage, but it just seems kind of odd.
Yeah, I think it's just the drastic shifts between really dark blue and that basic, almost pure white coat.
Yeah.
It's just a bit jarring.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how I feel about the 3 dots above the...
Yeah, I just don't understand them.
Aren't they the same as how it works on Shining Armor's cutie mark?
Is it? Oh, let's see.
I think he has
he has stars instead, yeah.
Yeah.
I do kind of like the style of his mane. The tail's a little bit bland in comparison, but it's they fit together decently well. My problem mostly comes from color stuff.
Yee. This pony has a lot of well-written things about him. Some minor tweaks about the colors that we talked about today, but overall a good pony. I really like what it is. I like what he, technically stands for, even though he's not, an actual real pony. But yeah, I really like this character. It's pretty cool. I like it.